It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will work easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
So it wasn't a dream after all.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get... In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several...
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. an end to Source.
Good gods! There's...
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the... Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. Thanks. No lesions, no trauma. It was blood magic.
I forgot how to sing. I did.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a...
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one. I'm rolling dice, deciding fates.
She eyes you quite serious.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
She pats you on the shoulder, consoling.
There, don't you worry. I don't lick and tell.
She smiles, contemptuous.
Just a kitten in a...
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce. Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in the...
The lizard looks you up and down. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Goodness gracious me, what a bore.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't... The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you?
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up. He raises an eyebrow as you approach.
Listen up, kiddo. You hear that?
Never thought you'd...
The ship, of course.
His eyes snap open.
Murder! I wouldn't know anything. I kill a man. He knows who done it.
His eyes flutter shut, and
Whether they catch me is another matter.
a wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible...
And a common sort. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. You got ears on your head, haven't you? You need me to show you? There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is... No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Pardon my beard. That means if we'd been traveling for... Yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy. Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting...
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard. Gold medallions...
That'll be all. Thank ye kindly, Giro.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous... He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your...
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and... Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. No. I want to know about the Celestial. This text tells me that they created... Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Of course you don't have any use. Now, please, run along. I have a...
One of us would kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Man, you faring okay so far? I'm glad to hear it. You head on in now.
Keep those bubbles trained on her. And if she...
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nerve...
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only...
She turns her head and looks...
There are others whose lives must...
Good. You there, sorcerer. Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though.
She reaches for her collar and simply...
I'm just about to create...
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened?
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor. You hear a faint thud, thud. The dwarf lies in a heap...
What? What? Water?
Why?
The lizard's eyes close. The young woman lies in a heap on the... She doesn't stir.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You press your palm against the door. You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. The skeleton is quickly leaving.
No. It catches fire.
The skeleton looks up.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to him.
Yes, indeed. Now, if you're really quite finished, please. I was no more an elf than you. I had a mask, rather a mask that was stolen, but still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools. Indeed. Just a sense of, I would say, good day.
The skeleton shrugs casually.
Children and dwarfs first, just like...
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes.
You said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here. Hear that, kid?
But what about the ladder? It's right over... Thank you.
You're gonna be the death of us.
The Magister lies on the floor.
Wait! Void open!
Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch. Be your maker.
I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary.
Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph.
No telling whether there might be more.
We need to move. They smell even worse dead than alive. Let's head above decks for some air.
I hear something. It's...
That's what you big mouse, didn't you?
Sounds like she needs help. Wait! We need to wait!
There's no time.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive. I thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A seven-headed snake? That sounds scary. Can I hear it anyway?
You want me tell the tale of Visha, but despite your best efforts, you know...
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than in... But you didn't die. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore. These bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard, gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. Yes, You recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer. Or
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you... You have my gratitude.
hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that. Now then, if there's nothing further, I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but...
He sighs,
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you.
As for myself, when I consider this vast, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my... What do you mean, what do I...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in the grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snap. Truly. A kind offer indeed. Fine. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? So, now that that's settled, even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will... As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to...
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers...
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address, and as your luck would have it, I seem to be Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go.
A black cat. Or some would see this.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, its eyes clear, and it...
Now speak. I am proud no matter who. I would not dream of subverting...
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our god will...
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of it.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, you...
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, lizard!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie, the fate of our realm hangs in the balance. Dallas?
Yes, you're... What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister.
Damn thing won't come off. Bleeding collar, bleeding collar. It's stuck fast.